Hello everybody, welcome to Crafting and Cruising. I'm Lisa, and we have cruised on to Sevierville, Tennessee. We're in Riverside Campground, or Riverview, I can't ever remember. And it's jam-packed. Everybody getting in a last minute little shindig before they have to winterize their vehicles. So that's what we're doing too. We may not totally winterize ours though, because I plan to still craft some in the bus, since my page is called Crafting and Cruising. So we'll see. When you get on, please say hi. Let me know you're here. And if you watch the replay, please let me know excuse me, that you're watching the replay. Oh, excuse me. I am going to put an apron on. Last night it stormed and rained and it was awesome. It sounded so good on the bus or motorhome or whatever you want to call it. But today it's really sunny and pretty. Hello, Rodney Seiler. You better be driving. Rodney's on his way to South Carolina for a meeting. And so today it's pretty, just crafting and sneezing, that's true. It's windy, but it's pretty. And as usual, it's a no makeup day for me because I am crafting and cruising and I don't have to put makeup on. So some of our friends are already here. We're waiting on some other ones to get here. Let me mute that. So hopefully I've got you up high enough to where you can see what I'm doing on my phone. And then I've got my computer up too. I'm going to swipe my comments off of my phone so I can see what I'm doing. So today, well, let me turn the camera. You can see I've got a lot of leaves over there on the TV tray. And here is my thought. I think, whoa. Sorry, I just dropped you down. Ha! That's just a little extra. No charge for that. So, I have this tray that's already crackled. Got it from Goodwill. I've already taken the tag off, so I don't know how much it was, but it wasn't much. So, hi Mickey, how are you, my dear? So I'm going to paint this white. I'm not going to paint the sides and the bottom white while you're on here, because it would take too long and that would be boring. But my plan is to paint this white. Then I will wax over it so that it will not be so stark white. Which reminds me, I thought I had my wax here. Oh, I do. It's in a container down here. And then I'm going to glue these leaves into the wax. And then I'll probably come on later tonight after all of that has had time to dry. Hopefully this afternoon I can get the bottom and the sides done too. I'll come on tonight and I'm going to resin it. By resining it, I can, it will be food safe. So I can serve food on it. And since Rodney and I are hosting this weekend, the camp out with our Tennessee Sunshine Travelers, that just means that we sort of come up with suggestions for activities and places to eat, and then we decide what we want to have people bring for a dinner we'll have on Saturday night here at the campground. We're going to have an Italian dinner, and we're going to go out to breakfast at the Apple Barn. There's just lots of cool places around here to go. So all of that will be forthcoming, but I hope to be able to get this resined enough to use for my Saturday night. You may not want to wax over the leaves because things don't stick. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to wax over the tray after I put this Waverly chalk paint in white. It's a matte finish. So I will wax over that and then put the leaves down. Now my plan is to just use Mod Podge for the leaves, because I'm afraid if I tried to use hot glue it would maybe not work so well. However, some of these leaves are not totally flat. I tried to make them as flat as I could, but some of them aren't totally flat. So I don't know if Mod Podge is going to be enough. We'll just have to see. So I'm going to take some of this white chalk paint and put in here. And we shall paint. It may even still show some of the crackle through here. I don't know. I did get a lot of paint, but I am going to paint go on and paint the inside up the sides. If you get on after I'm through, please come back tonight when I resin it, but let me know you were on here and where you're watching from. Let me know what the weather's doing in your part of the country. We are in the Smoky Mountains. We're kind of at the base of the Smoky Mountains, and on the way up here yesterday, it was absolutely gorgeous, which I'm delighted, because we have definitely had a deficit of rain. And a lot of times the leaves in the Smoky Mountains don't turn out very pretty if we're in a rain deficit. So now we're not way up in the higher parts of the mountains of Gatlinburg. We may take a trip up there while we're here this week and see what the leaves are like. And the rain last night might help some too, but I think it's going to be just beautiful. We have been here some years where the leaves have just kind of been so-so. Again, it all depends on the amount of rain we've gotten. But I am so blessed to be able to live in a part of the country where I get to enjoy the beauty of every single season. And I love it. And I enjoy seeing God's creative handiwork. So, I'm just trying to get this all painted so I can dry it quickly and then wax it, because this is just too white for me. I'm sure all of you that get on here probably know about Randy and Beth from Rekindle Blessings losing a daughter this week. And hopefully by now on my page or somebody's page you've seen the GoFundMe account that Kathy D. Domenico from Royal Funky Junk set up so that we can just try to do a little something to help the family. Nothing will bring Ashley back, obviously, but they are absolutely shocked. It was totally unexpected. She has a daughter named Kylie, who I believe is about 14 years old. We need to especially pray for Kylie. Now she doesn't have her mama. There's no words. And that's while we're on the subject. That's one thing that I learned a long time ago. And it's a hard lesson to learn, and it doesn't make sense to us in the natural realm. But there are no words that anybody can say to comfort you when you lose a loved one. Of course, we all want to say, I'm sorry. We are sorry, and we should say, I'm sorry for your loss. But I think that it's in our DNA, especially women, I would say, to want to have some words that are going to bring comfort. There are none. I learned that when I lost my dad first, and then my mom. and I'm going to say this at the risk of offending somebody. I hope I don't, but I feel like I need to say it because it was something that affected me a lot. When someone passes away, it does not help ease the pain for someone to say to you they are in a better place. My dad was a Christian when he died. My mom was a Christian when she died. I know where they went, and I know what that place is, and I long for the day when I will get to join my parents and be reunited with them in that place. But at the time that you are grieving, when somebody says that, it doesn't help. Hey Sharon Halverson, how are you, my friend? We're just talking about Beth and Randy from Rekindle Blessings losing their daughter, and very unexpectedly. I mentioned the GoFundMe page. I'm sure you've seen it by now. It's on all the creators' pages. But I was just talking about how there's just certain things that you don't say, but you want to say because you feel like maybe it'll bring, sorry guys, you feel like maybe it'll bring some comfort to the person. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I knew that my daddy was no longer suffering, and I knew that he was in a better place. I knew my mother wasn't suffering, and she was in a better place. I had just landed in Africa on a mission trip when I got the word that my mother passed. So I flew right back home. But for somebody to try to say, oh, they're in such a better place, it doesn't help. Don't do that. Please don't say that. To say I'm sorry means a lot, because everybody knows that we're sorry that they lost their loved one. Also, another thing I want to encourage you to do is two things, really, because this is a subject that's just, I don't know, it's just near to my heart, I guess. If you tell somebody, I'm going to turn this on, y'all, to dry it. It's going to be a little bit loud, so I'll try to talk up. If you tell somebody that you're going to pray for them, make sure you pray for them. Don't tell them you're going to pray for them and then not do it. It's really better to just not even tell them you'll pray for them, which is fine. You don't have to tell somebody you're going to pray for them. You don't always have to pray for everybody. But if you're going to tell them that you're going to pray, please pray. Because especially if you are a believer, you know the power of prayer and what it means when somebody tells you that they're praying for you. In fact, many times you can actually tangibly feel when people are praying. You don't necessarily know who it is or how many it is. Doesn't matter. Welcome everybody who's getting on. I can't really see. I'm trying to watch on my computer. But thanks for being here. Please drop me a message and let me know you are here. I welcome you, and I hope you'll hit the follow button and follow. But just say something else besides I'll pray if you don't really think you're going to pray. When I tell somebody I'm going to pray, I do it right then. It doesn't have to be out loud. It doesn't have to be with them. But in my spirit, in my head, I pray for that person. The other thing that I was going to say is, you know how people will always say, I do it too, we're all guilty of it. And it's really nothing to be guilty of, it's just how it is. But we say, if you need anything, just call me. Or if you need anything, just reach out to me. Especially we women, again, I'm going to say this. It is very hard for us to make ourselves depend on anybody else, because we're used to being the caregivers. We're used to taking care of other people. We're used to people reaching out and saying, could you help me? Or we're the ones telling people, please reach out and let me know how I can help you. When a person is grieving the loss of a family member or a close friend, they really don't even know how to tell you that they need you, other than to maybe say, please pray, and continue praying. So rather than saying, just please reach out to me if you need something, just do something yourself. Just do it. I think the guy that just coined that phrase just passed away in the last couple of days. So don't ask, just fix a meal and call them and tell them, I want to bring your meal. Or if you think they're not necessarily wanting to see anybody, call them and say, or text them and say, I've fixed you a meal. I'm putting it in disposable containers, which is another thing, so that people don't have to get it back to you. And I'm going to leave it on your porch, or I'm going to leave it in your garage, or whatever. Maybe call after some time has passed and all the loved ones and friends have gone home and say, hey, I would love to run some errands for you. Is there anything that you need from the grocery store? I'd love to go grocery shopping, the pharmacy. If you'd like to just get out, I'll be glad to come by and get you and let you ride with me. But if not, is there something that I can do for you? And then just do it. Of course, cards. We've lost the art of writing letters and cards. And my granddaughter even said the other day, she said, I really wish more people, or something to the effect of, I wish more people would write cards and letters like they used to. Everybody likes opening mail, especially if it's not a bill. And we certainly, as adults, get enough of those. So, send a card. I did this one time. I haven't done it in a long time, but I need to start doing it again. If there's somebody that's close to me that has lost someone, I will go buy 12 cards. Not all sympathy cards. Some are just because cards or blank cards. 12 cards. I will go on and address that person's name on the outside of each envelope and put a stamp on it. I'll put a reminder in my phone or on my calendar for a month out to fill out that card. I want to just drop off some meals for them. Don't know if I should. I've been praying for them since Friday. They live by us till they moved 20 miles from us a few months ago. I still send cards for everything. I miss getting those in the mail. I do too, Sharon. I think we all do. Okay, you can't hear me? Okay, I'll try to talk louder. Rodney, part of that's just because you can't hear well. But set your alarm in your phone or on your calendar. This is not drying very fast. To send them once a month a card. Just saying, thinking about you. You know, some time has passed, I know. I just want you to know that I'm still thinking about you. I want you to know I'm still here. I love you. Whatever you want to say, just letting that person know that they're not forgotten about. Because what typically happens in a situation like that is that family and friends come from all over and they're there for the service. And then, you know, maybe after a few days, they all leave and they go home and they go back to their normal, quote unquote, lives. That your life is not normal anymore. And so, Sharon, in answer to what you said, if you still live close enough by that you could take a meal, then do that. And just call them or text them and let them know. Here's another thing a lot of people are doing these days is they're giving gift cards to places like Uber Eats or some of those other, what are those other places that will deliver food to you? So they'll call or get online on that company's website and they'll purchase a gift card. And then usually what they do is they give you like a claim number, and then you send that to the person and say, here is claim number blah blah blah, here's a copy of my email I got from them. Anytime you want to order dinner from them, here's $20 or $25 or whatever, and they will deliver it to your house. All you have to do is call this number and order it. Sometimes people will just mail food gift cards to restaurants. Subway, oh Charlie's, if you have Applebee's, and just someplace where after, because people who are grieving, many times they don't want to eat, but they sure don't want to have to prepare food. Nobody wants to have to prepare food when you're grieving. So anything like that. Susie's on here. I don't see Susie. Hi, Susie. Any gift cards for food, or for Uber Eats, or any of those, DoorDash, any of those services. We did that for some friends who lost their mom a few months back, and they said it was just so helpful when they were just sitting around at night after the funeral service had passed, and you know, a few days had passed, and they were just tired. They have a small child. They said it was so wonderful to just not even have to worry about what are we going to have for dinner. They just picked up the phone and called a restaurant, and then, you know, ordered it, and then sent DoorDash to pick it up for them and deliver it. So lots and lots of ways to reach out. The point that I was trying to make in all that is, don't just say, I'm here if you need me. We women, a lot of times, would love to have some help. We're not good about going and getting it. We're not good about asking for it. We feel weird asking people for help. So I encourage you. And for the situation with Beth and Randy, if you can't contribute to the GoFundMe, hey Debbie Jed from Myrtle Beach, even if you can't go and send money or contribute to the GoFundMe page, send a card, pray for them, let them know you're praying for them. Just a lot of times people in a situation like this feel like nobody wants to talk to me because they don't know what to say, and we don't know what to say, but that's totally fine. We don't have to have, you're not going to have magical words. You're just not. They're hurting. So Beth and Randy need to know that all of us are here, that we love them. This is just Behr Wax, B-E-H-R, from Home Depot. Does it have a color? Dark Antique. And I mix it with a clear men wax, just so it won't be so dark. You can see how I mix them like that. So I'm putting some on a baby wipe, and I'm going to put it in this tray. You know what? Actually, I think I'm not going to use a baby wipe. I'm going to use, because that's going to take forever, I'm going to use a brush. Let me get a brush right here, and instead of putting a lot of the clear, I'm just going to try this right now. There we go. So I'm trying to get, and this is really cool because it's getting down inside where I told you it was crackled already. It's kind of like a leatherish material, but it's already got crackles in it, and so this is showing those crackles. And what I'll do then is I'll take a clean baby wipe in a bit, in just a minute, and I'll go back over what I've already put the stain on and wipe it back, because I don't want it that dark. Now, when you're using stains like this is like a gel stain, as you can tell. The clear wax that I showed you serves as an eraser. So if you put some wax on and you say, oh, that is, like if I had put that blob on and I couldn't get it off with a brush or whatever, if you will take a baby wipe and rub over it, the baby wipe will take the excess wax off. And I don't want this to be really dark. I just don't want it to be that stark white. So I'm trying to get in all these grooves really well. And then let me show you when I take a baby wipe, and they don't have to be a baby wipe, a hand wipe, but these are Pampers baby wipes. Okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go over it and just rub it back some. And if I decide that's still not dark enough for me, then I can go back and add more. And even as I'm moving the baby wipe, it's adding some color into the white areas. So if the edges right here are a little dark, that's okay. Just makes it look more antique. Hold on a minute, and I will try to hold it up. Some places it's staying more than others. Again, that's fine. Remember, I'm going to put leaves in. I'm going to glue leaves on here before I resin it to make it food safe. So it doesn't have to be covered up perfectly. Now look at the difference in the color. Some places you can see. Yes, I do have Beth's mailing address. I will have to get it when I get off of my phone. I'm trying to remember. I think somebody yesterday. Mickey, are you in the Sisterhood? Check Savvy Sisterhood? It might have been in there, or it may very well have been on Chris Hunter's page, Creating with Chris Hunter. One of the viewers said that they had asked Beth if it was okay to share her mailing address, and she said it was. And so they put the mailing address on there, and then I took a photo of it. So I tell you what, Mickey, if you can't find it on Check Savvy Sisterhood, or if you're a member of the Sisterhood, or in Creating with Chris Hunter, send me a DM and I will get you the address. Okay, check on. I really am thinking now that it might have been Chris Hunter's page. I know Chris has reached out a lot to Beth, or you know what, it might have been on Royal Funky Junk's page, because she is the one that set up that GoFundMe. So, but I have it. If you'll just send me a personal message after my live, I'll be glad to send it to you and anybody else that may want to send her a card or a food gift card or whatever. See, that looks a lot better than the stark white. So let me try real quickly to do the edges, or the inside, just because I don't want this to look so different than the rest of it that when we put the leaves on, we can't really tell how it's going to look. And I've never done this before, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. But I can be a guinea pig like Beth says she is, and Chris and Debbie Rigg and Kathy D, they all say, now y'all, I've never done whatever it is they're doing before, but just I'm your guinea pig, so I'm going to try it, and if it doesn't work, then you'll know not to try it. So I'm going to be your guinea pig on this project, and if it doesn't work, then you'll know not to do it. And y'all, I'm also, this is another thing I was going to ask everybody that watched today. If you have some suggestions about a glam witch, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to call her because I think my husband's still on here. But here's the deal. My oldest granddaughter sent a text out the other day to her mom and her sister and me and my husband. We all live in the same house. And she said, I think it would be fun to have a pumpkin carving contest. And, you know, have different categories for people to win in, etc., etc. Now, what she was talking about was basically just us who live in that house and just having something fun to do. She's a teenager. She's almost 17, or maybe she is 17. I guess I don't know. Anyway, so my husband was out of town. Well, when he got the text, he took it to a whole new level. And he said, why don't we all grab a partner, even if it's a virtual partner, somebody that can't be here, and then we can have as many as 2 on our team. One for our partner and one for us. And let's get some judges to judge, and we'll have like the prettiest, the scariest, the most creative, the cute, I don't know what all categories. Well, next thing you know, it has turned into a big shindig. So then everybody in my family, not everybody, but a lot of people were fighting over who was going to call Rodney's brother to get him to help them, because he's very creative. When it snows in the winter, he and his daughter used to make the most fabulously creative snow sculptures. Some of them 8 or 9 feet high, before the snow melted. And so my daughter and her 2 daughters were all, you know, especially one daughter, you know, I want Uncle Craig, I want Uncle Craig. Well, my daughter had already gotten Uncle Craig on the phone and asked him to be her partner. So, would anybody like to guess, based on what you've seen this season in the crafting world, if you're a crafter, and I think most people watching are, who would you think I would have contacted to see if they would be my virtual partner? I'm just going to give that a minute and see if anybody on here can figure that out. Who would I have asked to be my virtual partner? Which means that that person has to do one, and I do one. Now, we don't have to do it in the same category. In fact, we don't even have to choose a category. We can let the judges do that. And my daughter is good friends with a lady who used to be on TV for a daytime news show, and now she's in the country music realm. And so Jana is going to ask her about the possibility of being one of the judges and seeing if she can get some more really unique judges for us. So this really has turned into a whole new level. Debbie Judd said Jody. Nope, not Jody. Not Jody. She would have been a good one though. But I was trying to think of somebody in the crafting world that had done a lot of like Halloween stuff that maybe might really get into doing something like this, even though most of these crafters that we all watch are super busy, especially with Christmas coming up, because a lot of them have already started doing Christmas crafts. Who do you think I might have asked to be my partner? Gail Dobbs. Friend? Nope. Nope. Still waiting. Y'all put your thinking cap on. If you're in the crafting world, you'll know. The Shabby Tree. That's a good guess, Mickey, but no, that's not right. I have not watched her in a while. I just got notification of her going live the other day, and I totally have not watched her again. I need to. That's how I actually got started doing crafts, was because of the Shabby Tree. All right, look, y'all. And it'll look even better when I do the sides. Now, I think I'm going to take this rag behind me. Kathy D. No, but you're getting closer. And rub some of this excess wax out of here before I try to Mod Podge these leaves on. Alright, let me set all this to the side and put my top on my paint. Keep guessing, Mickey. Keep guessing, Gail. The woman who started the Chat Patterns, that's Debbie. No, Debbie doesn't really get on into Halloween. She does like fall, so she does a lot with fall, but she's not a big Halloween person, neither am I. Most everything I've done for fall too, but I would not be participating if this had not been my granddaughter suggesting it. And y'all, here's the deal. I'm here until Sunday, okay? We get home Sunday night. On Thursday, I leave for the Sparkle Retreat in Oklahoma City. The entries have to be made by either Wednesday night or Thursday night. I did get my pumpkin today. I'll tell you just a little bit of my thought. I got a pumpkin with a stem that kind of went crooked like that. In fact, it's more crooked than that. I don't know how to show you. Anyway, it's kind of long. That's going to be the nose. So I'm going to turn her so that she's laying like this with her nose facing out. I think I'm going to do a smile with like only 3 teeth in there. I'm going to cut out a smile. And I'm going to paint her teeth the bright gold. I want her to be kind of glam. So I bought a big hat today at Party City, a witch hat that will bend and, you know, kind of come over. Probably going to cut her eyes out, but I'm thinking about putting some sparkly eyeshadow and things on. I've got a little jewel that I put on my witch, my witch's hat. What is that thing called? Wind chime. That my sweet friend Diane Cardello sent me to put around her neck. I've got a piece of that I'm going to put around her neck. I don't know. But if you have some really creative, cutesy things that you think would work, let me know. Okay, Mara, no. Chris Hunter, no. You're still close. Mara would have been a really good one. Come on, you guys. You can figure this out. I know you can. Ooh, that's got a big old Mod Podge booger in it. For lack of a better word. Yuck. Okay. We're going to start Mod Podging these leaves down. Now, I think these are all leaves that I've gotten in nature. I think I'm going to cut their little ends off. So let's just pick one and start. Look at this one. And I tried to flatten them. Okay, so I'm going to cut the little stem off. Can y'all still see me? Yeah, you can. Let me get a brush for Mod Podge. Okay, so I'm going to put some Mod Podge right over here in this corner instead of on the leaf. I'm going to try this first and see if this works. And then I'm going to put this leaf, maybe I should put some up here and let it go up the side. Let's see. You know, we have to use all parts of our body, including our mouth, when we craft. So let's see if this is going to work, if it's going to stay flat. And it may take it until it dries to really stay flat. And I'm taking Mod Podge and I'm going over the top too. Don't know if they're going to bend up that side very well. You know what? It's probably because of the wax. So probably should take, yeah, these are, what do y'all think? Totally dazzle. No, you're getting good. Oh, I am going to use feathers. And the earrings I hadn't thought about, but I do need earrings. Totally dazzled. I could put some on her hat. Okay, guys, this, I don't think it's going to work. Let me grab, no, you know what, I can just use this rag. I'm gonna see what happens if I use hot melt. You got it, Kathy. You got it. Justin with the crafty brother is gonna be my partner. Y'all, I got a new glue gun. Maybe I just didn't have the glue down in there for her. Oh, that seems to be going down mighty far. Come on. Oh, there it comes. Okay. Let's put some glue on here. That won't take a lot of glue if I have to use glue. But let's just see if I can put this same leaf. Now let me get another one. Let that one dry. Let's put this one on there. The brother, that's right, Gail. The brother is going to be my partner. He was so sweet. I said, Justin, I need you to help me. Can you help me? And he said, yeah, if you'll just tell me the guidelines. I can't wait to meet him in Oklahoma City. I've never met him in person. I think no, I haven't met Shane either. I was going to say, I think he's the only Sparkle group member I haven't met, but I haven't met Shayna with Frame It, Contain It, but I get to meet her, and I'm so excited. And y'all, I hope it works out for Beth to still come. It will just break my heart if she can't, but that is absolutely the least of their worries right now. So y'all definitely keep them in your prayers. Okay, can you see how that leaf went on there? And remember, when I put the, and I can go back and add some hot glue where I need it. When I put the, it was kind of ugly, but I wanted some different colors in here. When I put the, what am I trying to say? Resin in here, it will definitely help hold this stuff down. So let's see how we want to do this one. It's not going to hurt to leave a little white showing. Do I want it that way? Or maybe that way? What do you think? Do you like that? You got to go teach. Go teach, girl. Play me a song while you're teaching. Thank you for coming on. Love you. Okay. I'm waiting to see if... I don't know why every time I refresh my volume. Okay. All right, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Put some glue out here. The problem is I can't really see where to put glue, and then I'm having to wipe a lot of it back off because I put it where I don't necessarily need it. But I thought if I laid it down first, I might be able to kind of tell where I needed it. So are y'all into Halloween or not? Just into fall? Or I mean, when my children were younger, yes, we did Halloween. They went to a Christian school that wouldn't let them celebrate Halloween, but I would let them dress up and go trick-or-treating. I think y'all have heard me say before, my mother always said it's all in what the parents make it. So if the parents make it something terrible, then it's going to be something terrible. Leave some white, Debbie? Okay. Good idea. All right, let's see. What about... This one's kind of interesting. It's got some black on it. Maybe... Maybe right there. Isn't it funny how you just have to kind of move stuff around and say, do I like that? Do I not like that? I'm going to put that one up there. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that one up there. Okay. So now I can hold this down and kind of see where I need some of the glue. What else was, oh, y'all, did you see my video where we went to Buc-ee's yesterday? And have you ever heard of Buc-ee's? More fall than Halloween now. I used to go crazy when we had lots of kids in the neighborhood. See, that's the other thing. We live at the bottom of a hill, a real steep hill, and there's no road frontage. Nobody can see us down there unless you deliberately come down there. So when our grandchildren were little, still, they would be the only ones we had because nobody knew we were down there. So, I mean, we always did a pumpkin. You know, the kids always had pumpkins. My kids always had pumpkins. And we would carve pumpkins and things like that. And like I said, you know, my mother was basically right, I think. I have never liked Halloween. I just, spooky stuff I don't like. I don't like scary movies. And so when I was little, yes, you know, we went trick-or-treating, we did all the things. But Halloween's just never been, I don't like anything spooky or scary. But my kids would dress up as, you know, like fun things, Disney characters and things like that when they were little. And then, I mean, they dressed up as witches too. It wasn't that they didn't dress up like that. But we just made it fun. I will tell y'all, not because I think we should give in to being scared, but I would not allow my child to get candy in this day and time. I just wouldn't. That's just me. Couldn't do it. I do not trust. And the sad part is, most people are very trustworthy. There's no reason not to let your children take candy from them. But there's those few that you don't know if you can trust. And with all of the drugs that are being brought into this country, and with it only taking a little bit to be lethal, I just would not be able to let my children do that. I would have to just buy them candy myself, or, you know, let them have something else. And if I was going to be doing Halloween and having trick-or-treaters myself, I wouldn't even offer stuff like that. I'd make up little bags. It's a shame that we live in the kind of world where you have to worry about things like that, but it's who we are as a country. Okay, let's do some. Let's see if we can come down some. I even got some brown ones, which I wouldn't usually love, but you know, there's a lot of symbolism involved to life. Oh, what I was going to tell y'all was we went to Buc-ee's yesterday. Y'all, first of all, if you've never been to one, you need to go once. We had heard about Buc-ee's through our camping group. That's the first place we'd heard about it. And then I heard about it, you know, from some other people too. But everybody was like, I can't believe you've never been to a Buc-ee's. You got to find a Buc-ee's close to you and go. And that's another thing, is they don't have them, you know, just any place. I think they try to really spread them out. But it looks like a huge truck stop when you first drive up, because they have probably, at the one we went to yesterday, I bet they had probably 50 or 60 gas bays. And of course there were campers, there were big trucks, there were cars. Were their prices better? No. I have heard some people say that Buc-ee's typically has lower prices. No. I think we paid $3.39 a gallon, so it didn't save us a lot of money. But I'm telling you, there were cars backed up forever to go into this place, coming both directions, not just the direction we were going. It was insane in the membrane. Now, I was excited when I first went in, because they have a lot of things like Chip and Joanna Gaines kind of a farmhouse, country chic kind of decor. So, I mean, they've got clothing, they've got children's toys, they've got children's clothing, they've got shoes, not a huge variety. Probably the biggest variety of stuff they have is home goods. And they've got some really cool things. Prices were not great. But we had heard all about the brisket. Oh, the brisket sandwiches are just wonderful. You got to get a brisket sandwich. So each one of us got I think it was called a jumbo or a giant brisket sandwich. And I got these things called Bucky chips or something. I got some pecans, cinnamon pecans. And this is all I'm going to say about that. I wasn't impressed. The food was okay. When we got back, you can't eat inside. You have to eat in your car or your rig or whatever. When we got back in our rig, y'all, our sandwiches, our brisket sandwiches, yes, they were big. Yes, they had a lot of brisket on them and a lot of sauce that I couldn't eat a lot of because it was spicy. Not too spicy, but for people who don't mind spice, they would love it. I just don't like spicy food. $14.50 a sandwich. Yes, you heard me right. $14.50 a sandwich. Rodney wasn't going to eat the bread on his because he's doing Atkins. It was, I didn't know this, but it ended up being a little too spicy for me. Y'all. The chips, the pecans, 2 sandwiches, and we both got drinks. Over $40. Yep. Over $40 for not, you know, luxurious food, not, oh, this is a great, you know, 5-star restaurant, come in and, you know, sit down. And it was noisy. They do this little thing up at the counter when they're getting ready to put sauce on some of the meat or whatever, where the head person hollers something about sauce, and then they all start hollering and counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, and they all, you know, hoopla and holler. People everywhere. I'm glad that I can say that I have been to a Buc-ee's. I'm glad that, you know, I now know the novelty of Buc-ee's, but no. Like I said, everybody should go once just so you can say I've been to a Buc-ee's. Now, my friend Jim Bloodgood, who is Sarah Evans' drummer, said that sometimes the bus will stop at a Buc-ee's when they're coming back from a concert. Or going to a concert, I guess. And a lot of them like to get the brisket sandwiches, which is surprising because he doesn't usually eat a lot of meat. But no, nope, can't say that I love it. Now, can y'all see pretty good what's happening? Still leaving some white. And what I may do is wrap twine or jute around these handles. It's already got something like that I painted over, but just to make it look more polished, I think I'll wrap jute around here. Probably won't put any bling in here because I want it to lay flat when I put the resin in here. Tree's still beautiful up to Maggie Valley exit. Really? I bet they are. Make sure you take a lot of pictures, Rodney, because I won't be able to see those parts. I figured when you were going into North Carolina, you were probably going to see a lot of pretty stuff. I wish I didn't have to use this hot glue, you guys, because just because I wish I didn't have to. But I don't think the Mod Podge, and I thought about that when I put the wax down. I thought, I wonder if this Mod Podge is even going to stick. Here's another one that's kind of brown and not pretty, but you know, think about all the implications about trees and leaves and us as people. You know what? Trees come from seeds, right? Just why I used to tell my Bible study group all the time, make sure you're always planting seeds. Of course, I was talking about people. But the problem with us planting seeds as Christians is that we're real impatient. And we want to plant the seed, but we want to see that seed bloom and blossom and come through to fruition, where they, you know, come to accept the Lord as their personal Savior and all that. Well, you know what? If we're seed planters, and so we may plant the seed, and then somebody else may come along and be the one to water the seed, while somebody else may be the one to provide the sunshine for the seed. And eventually, that seed will burst forth into a beautiful plant or tree or whatever, and it will be beautiful during its season, its time. And then what happens in the winter? It'll die. The leaves will, if they're like around here, they'll be beautiful for a while, and they'll turn colors, which is why I love living where I do, because we get to see, you know, the leaves are green during the summer, and then as the fall comes, they turn these gorgeous vivid colors of yellow and orange and red, and even sometimes the brown is pretty. And then what do? They turn brown and they fall off the tree and they die. And the tree sits there all winter and it's just bare and sad looking. And then the spring comes and all of a sudden you look out and you see little buds coming up from the ground, or the trees are beginning to bud, and the buds then open, and if they're a pretty tree like a cherry tree or a fruit tree or a dogwood or whatever, then they have beautiful leaves, but some of them are just green leaves. And so they burst forth again and they're beautiful again in that condition, and then the cycle starts again. And isn't that kind of like us as people? I mean, when we're born, we're little and, you know, maybe cuddly and cute, and everybody oohs and ahs over us, and oh, how sweet, and, you know, and then we get older and things start to change, and we may even get more beautiful as we get older. And then, you know, eventually we get into the senior part of our lives, like I am in right now, and gravity sets in even worse, hate it, and things start to sag, and you start to get wrinkled, and your hair gets gray, either on purpose or accidentally. And then eventually we go back to the earth, and our souls go to heaven to be with the Lord. So I just think being able to enjoy the beauty in nature and to look at all the implications that apply to us is so cool. And I think this tray is so cool so far. What do y'all think? Throw me some hearts if you like it. Let me know you're still on here. Tell me what you're doing. Can you believe that it is almost time for Christmas? Yes, yes it is. In fact, I've already started talking to my grandchildren saying, please hurry up and give me Christmas lists, because y'all, I hate last minute shopping. I love online shopping. I know I love to go to the malls during Christmas just because I like to hear the Christmas music, and I like to see all the hustle and bustle, even though sometimes people get really ugly. I love going and seeing all that, but I love going and seeing it when I don't have to buy anything while I'm there. I just like to go enjoy the music and the crowds. But I love shopping online. Nothing more satisfying to me than coming home after wherever I've been and opening up my package box and seeing packages that I could just go sit and watch a Hallmark movie or listen to Christmas music and wrap presents for people. So I love that. But I've also been asking my children in later years to please not wait until the very last minute to tell me what they want, because sometimes I find if you wait till the last minute, you don't get it. It's out of stock. But being able to order on Amazon, oh, whew, I love that. I just love it. And then all my kids, my grandkids, packages are knocked out, presents are knocked out, and I didn't have to get into all the fight the traffic. I don't mind fighting it if I'm just going, like I said, to listen or observe, but I don't want to get in all that mess to go buy presents. I used to love it. My mother used to say I was born to shop.
Those days are over. I don't even go to the mall anymore unless I'm forced to. Like I said, at Christmas I'll go, but not to buy anything, just to go and be there. So what do y'all do for Christmas? Do you ask your children and grandchildren for a list, or do you just go out and get them what you think they will like, or how do you handle Christmas shopping? I love hearing what different people do. Some people just give them money. And my kids have said before, you know, I really just want money. My son says that a lot, but, and I don't mind giving money. I just don't want to only give money. I want them to be able to open something, because Christmas is my favorite time of year, and I absolutely thrive off of watching my family members, even my husband, open gifts. And I'm usually the last one to open mine, but I do that on purpose because I love watching everybody's face and hearing them say, "Oh, look what I got." I just love it. I love wrapping presents until I don't love it. I'm just a Christmas girl. In fact, Rodney and I were listening to Christmas music on the way up here today, you guys. We were. Wasn't a big fan of the CD I was listening to, but it was Christmas music nonetheless. I could sing along. Okay, if you're still on here or you're just getting on here, say hi so I'll know who's here. Would love to hear from you and say hi to you. I suspect my friend Rita will be arriving sometime soon. She's actually going to be staying in one of the cabins here. But her sister and her husband and some friends of theirs got here late last night. One of them had a blowout on their fifth wheel, like the inside tire of their fifth wheel. Are you going to put resin in the tray? I am, Mickey. In fact, I'm hoping it's going to be all set up and dried and ready before Saturday night when we host the dinner here at the campsite. So yes, ma'am, I surely am. Can't wait. A lot of people talk about how afraid they are of resin. I don't really understand that, because resin, I love resin. It doesn't, I'm not afraid of it. I love it. Now, there are some resins that have a real strong smell that are not good for you unless you're going to wear not just a plain mask, but one of those serious kind of masks. But they also make some now that are not that way. And that's the kind I like. Okay, has anybody else thought of some great ideas for my witch from a contest with Justin? That's going to be so much fun. Except I feel a little bit pressured because of the time involvement. My time situation. If I wasn't going to be leaving town when I got home, I'd be fine with it. But I'm a little bit anxious about how I kind of, and you don't have to make it right then. Like, I bought a pumpkin that I can go on and do it while I'm here. But once our camping group gets here, you know, I want to be able to do stuff with them. So I may have to do it some at night. But the only one of the requirements is that you send either like a video or photos of you actually working on your project. So so even if it goes bad between now and then, it's no big deal. It doesn't have to be presented where judges are actually looking at it. They're just gonna look at the pictures or videos that we send in. So it'll be fun. It just takes some time. And we creators have to think through these things. But I kind of did a mock-up on a Word document the other day using a lot of different little graphics I saved to my computer. And mostly just to help me when I get ready to paint, because I'm gonna carve and paint mine. One of the rules is you have to carve at least part of it, something on there. You don't have to carve the whole thing, but you got to carve something on there. So I don't know if y'all been seeing what Justin's been doing lately, but he has done some of the cutest squirrels. I think one of them was a possum. So cute. And I think I'm sure his were out of not real pumpkins, but so cute. That guy is super creative. All of our crafter friends are creative, just very creative, and inspire me every single day. I'm limited, or I limit myself in who I watch, because I don't have just nothing but time. One thing I love to do at night when I get ready to go to bed is to watch crafters. That just kind of calms me down and gives me some inspiration, sometimes makes me laugh. Y'all, Justin has had me in stitches lately because that guy can make some of the funniest jokes in the world, and when he's been dressing up in these events he's been in, he's hilarious. But to me it's just soothing and calming and inspiring for me to be able to watch crafters. Some people complain. I know I've heard people complaining before about these crafters just take too long, and you know, why do they get on there and talk, and why can't they just get on there and do their craft? Well, you know what, some of us like the talking and the visiting, and so what I think for those people is, if you don't like it, don't come on there. I don't know of a crafter that's pulling anybody's arm to get on and watch them. But to me, some of the fun is the interaction with the crafters, not just them answering questions about crafts or craft supplies or whatever, but I like it when they tell us about their family, what their family's doing. Kathy D talks about her husband's car racing, and you know, we hear about their children and what they're doing, and yeah, I don't know. To me, it just makes them more personal. So I like getting on there and hearing those things. But again, I say to those people who don't come on. Or come on for the replay and then fast forward through all that, and you can just see the craft and you don't have to worry about it. But I just don't understand people who feel like they have to get on and be snotty about stuff like that. You know, why do you talk so much? Why can't you just craft? Why do you get on there and call everybody's name? Because they want to, and because it's their page. So like Debbie Reed says, you do you. She'll do her, and you do you. Boo. This is taking longer than I thought it would, but it's kind of fun. And I think it's going to be kind of pretty. Okay, so I don't think anybody has yet answered the question about what they do for Christmas gifts with your kids, grandkids, family members, whatever. What do you do? Buy everybody presents? Y'all, when my mother was alive, they had a sun porch in their house. And that sun porch literally would be filled with gifts. Sky high. Because she had 3 children. At one point she had 2 son-in-laws. She had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grandchildren, and some great-grandchildren. And my mother always went all out for Christmas. She loved it. She really did more than she should have or needed to. But, I mean, how many people are going to say, no, I really don't want these presents. So just, you know, Nobody's gonna say that. We all are very grateful, but we were very spoiled too. But very blessed. I miss my mama all the time. I miss her. Okay. It says I still have 4 people. Alrighty, let's see if we can get another one that's maybe not as beautiful on here. Let's do it there. Did anybody watch the UT Alabama game the other night? If so, you may or may not have heard me singing Rocky Top yesterday when I was in Buc-ee's. Y'all, you talking about a sea of orange. I don't know if you saw the field afterwards. If not, you need to get online and go look it up. That stadium literally was a sea of orange. You could not have put another person in there, I don't think, if you tried. And apparently Tennessee was not expected to win, and they won in the very last seconds with the field goal. So it was awesome. So then yesterday in Buc-ee's, there were still people, tons of people in their orange, all over the parking lot, inside, everywhere you look, it seemed like people had on orange. So I was walking through Buc-ee's a little bit singing Rocky Top, and then I thought, you better not do that, might get kicked off Facebook, because you know how they are about people singing. Beth with Rekindled Blessings has even gotten in trouble before you guys for singing happy birthday. That's the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life. Because I believe that happy birthday is public domain now. So, but Mr. FB will get you if you're singing something. Now, apparently, I heard somebody say the other day, and this was being discussed on one of the crafters pages, I think. They said that if you're on a personal page, that FB is not as picky about it. But if you're on a business page, they're very picky about it. I don't know. What else did I hear the other day that somebody said was fixing to happen with the changes? First of all, I heard that they no longer put a lot of emphasis on or really like emojis being used. You know, used to, they loved it. They loved people using emojis. That would supposedly move you up in the algorithm some if you got a lot of emojis on your posts and your videos and all that. And the other day I heard that they really don't like emojis anymore. Then I heard that their favorite thing is live videos. Their second favorite thing are fast videos. You know, where you'll, like a fast play, like you'll do a video talking about what the process that you're doing, but it'll be going by very fast. So you basically do a voiceover on after you've done your video, so you can fast forward. And so I heard that. I mean, I've been told that that's their second favorite thing to live videos. And but then I heard something else. What was it? is changing. I mean, I swear, every time I turn around, they're changing something else. I don't know why they can't just leave it alone and let people enjoy it, but they're constantly changing the rules. I need somebody, the people that are still on, to get on and say hi or something so I'll know you're there. It says I have 4 people, but I don't see them. I don't see their names. It's gonna be so cute. Kimberly, my sister. Hi. How are you? I was just talking about the UT game the other night. Ow, shoot! That burned. I know I need to have on finger protectors, and I have them somewhere. Yeah, so we were talking about the UT game and the sea of orange that was the field. Well, see, that's what I wanted somebody to tell me. I asked that the other day when I was in Buc-ee's. Maybe you can tell me, Kimberly. Can y'all, when somebody signs up to follow my page, can you actually turn notifications on? And if so, will you explain how to do that on this video? Because when I get on my page, I'm looking at it from a different screen kind of thing, so I can't tell if there's. I know in other crafters pages, you know, I can say notify me, and I don't have Telegram set up or anything. But I just didn't know if you could turn an actual notification on for my page or not. So maybe you can clarify for me. And all I'm doing is just putting some real fall leaves that I've gathered and tried to flatten out on this tray that I'm going to eventually resin. There's a GoFundMe to repair the damages for the golf house. Are you kidding? That's hilarious. They ought to make the daggum students repair it free. Pay for their own, help pay for it. That's hilarious. I love it. But I would sure rather see GoFundMe's be for other things besides something like that. So funny. Almost there, you guys. And then before I come on tonight, I'm going to paint and wax over all of the outside and the bottom. This stuff is sticking to me. I'll take a screenshot of how to set up notifications. Thank you, my sister. I love you. Y'all, this is a perfect example of how the crafting world works, and why it's such a special community. Kimberly, that's on here, lives in Seattle. Some of y'all have heard this story. She lives in Seattle, and she and I are both members of Debbie Riggs' paid group, the Czech Savvy Sisterhood. And when Debbie got ready to plan a trip to Kansas City for Pinners, she rented some Airbnbs. And some people were going to have to share, not only share rooms, but share beds, because we had so many people going and not enough beds for everybody. So Kimberly volunteered. She had already signed up ahead of me, and she volunteered to let me stay in her room and sleep in her bed, her king-size bed, because we had so many people that we also had to set up air mattresses in some of the bedrooms for people to sleep on. Now, Kimberly and I, before then, had never met, hadn't talked on the phone. We'd seen each other on Debbie's Lives, but we didn't know each other. And here we were going to be sharing not only a bathroom with our other friend, Diana Rutledge, but, I mean, we didn't know each other. And you know how women are. And so, I got there, and I met her sweet self. And then Diana came, and we set up an air mattress for Diana in the room. And I feel like that Kimberly is my sister. We had so much fun. Then we went to the, I forget what it was called, some vintage thrifting and something tour in Ohio. And Rodney and I have dear friends in Ohio that I was going to stay with. And so Kimberly was going to come out, and I told her that she could stay with me at Linda and Ron's house. And so she did. And we did each have our own bedroom there, but we still shared a bathroom. And then we went to San Diego with Debbie for a class she was teaching out there. And she and me and Tony Doss and Diana Rutledge again all shared a bedroom and one bathroom, and did so successfully, I might add, and without any drama. And now she and Diana and I are going to all share a room at the Omni in Oklahoma City when we go for the Sparkle craft event. The point in all that is, had it not been for the crafting world, I would have never known Kimberly, likely. I would have never likely known Diana. And we truly are like sisters. I adore Kimberly. I adore Diana. We all get along so well. And it's a beautiful thing. So I'm very, very blessed to call them both sisters. And I wouldn't take anything at all for the relationship. So thank you, Crafting World. Thank you, Debbie Rigg, Check Savvy Sisterhood. But we are all part of the same crafting kind of community, and it's just beautiful. I would have never thought, because y'all, I was a painter. I was a watercolorist. Ouch. And I was a acrylic painter. And that's what I was going to do. I was never going to be a crafter. Famous last words. And then COVID happened. And I can't even tell you now how I found Barb from the Shabby Tree. I don't know if I was just going through Facebook one day and just happened to, I don't know. But somehow I started watching Barb from the Shabby Tree. And what she was trying to do was to get creative and find things that people could do while we were all locked up from COVID in our homes that would be crafty. And I was fascinated, and I thought, I can't get out and go anywhere, we're all locked up. And so I sat down and made just a couple of the things like she had made. And I fell in love with crafting. It was like, I can't believe this. So don't ever say never, because I ended up crafting. I still paint some, but it's mostly in conjunction with my crafts. And I met Kimberly and Diana and Tony and Debbie and Kathy D and Beth and I'm gonna meet Justin, and I'm gonna meet Shayna, and Chris Hunter. Y'all, Kimberly, you started too. This year's been life changing for me. So blessed to be in Lisa's circle. Oh, I love you so much. We are friends, and we are like family, and it's beautiful. Okay, I'm thinking, do y'all think I have enough? Debbie Jed had suggested I leave some white, so I did that. And I'm gonna paint the outside and underneath, and then wax it so it will be more like this color. I'm gonna wrap jute or twine around the handles, and then I'm gonna resin. Does anybody have any other suggestions, or do you think I need more leaves? Like, part of me wants to cover up all the white, and part of me doesn't. What do y'all think? You think it's good, Mickey? It is colorful, Kimberly. So Mickey thinks it's good. Maybe I should just leave it. Let's get that red thing off. I like the white you do, Kimberly. Okay. Well, then I think I'll leave it like this, and I will sign off for now. I'm gonna paint the sides, I'm gonna paint the bottom, then I probably will be back on, let's just say like 2 or 3 hours. I don't know. I'll send a notification that I'm gonna get on, and that's when I will mix the resin. And I will go on and have, probably what I'll do is I'll do the handles when I get on with y'all too. And I'll show you how it all turned out with the paint. And then I'll do the handles, and then I'll mix the resin. Thank you, Mickey. The white sets it off. Okay. I'll mix the resin and pour the resin. I'll have to make sure that the RV is still level. It was last time Rodney checked it. So what we learned from this is that if you use wax of any kind on here, and then you try to use Mod Podge to do the leaves, which I tried to do, it doesn't work. It won't stick to the wax. So that's that. I will show y'all this. I have this little sign later. I'll probably paint it later tonight, maybe in black and white, and doll it up some. And then I've got these real cute leaves. I've got more of them. This one says grateful, and this one says, the pumpkin says thankful. So a couple of weekends ago, I actually decoupaged a napkin on that one, on both sides. So I'm probably going to decoupage this one with the napkin, and then I've got I've got also a maple leaf, if I can get to it. Yeah, a maple leaf. It says blessed, and then another one of these. So while I'm here, I'm going to do those. I don't even know where I got this, but I'll probably do something with that. Let me take y'all around. It's messy in here, and I'll show you how I have it set up now for sorry, for Halloween. Oh, okay, let me turn the camera. I got this little area over here. I want to show y'all my birthday card my granddaughter made. It is so cute. My sweet Kimberly sent me a birthday card right there. So look at this, y'all. This is like the tree of life. She knows I love that, with the roots going down. And then inside, she wrote things that she loves doing with me. It's so sweet. She says Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, mostly Christmas time. Duncan, Christmas decorating, Christmas teaching you how to use technology, Christmas traveling, Christmas cooking, making brownies. Almost forgot Christmas shopping. Did I say Christmas? Moving, no, making some videos, Christmas. And then she put 71 days till Christmas, but look on the back, y'all. This is so impressive to me. She copied my logo and said this was my best attempt at the crafting and cruising RV. Is that not so cute? And that's on my card too, Drab to Fab. I'm so proud of her. So this is some of the stuff for the witch that I've got. I have those down there just to kind of spruce it up. This is for the craft I'm going to be doing with the crafting group. Here's my pillow I did like Debbie Rigg had done. I was going to use him on top of one of my pumpkins, but I didn't. This is a pumpkin that Rodney did. Here is my desk in the RV that Rodney made me. Some of these are things that I made last year, like this truck that's hanging crooked. Rodney cut that out, and then he cut this one out too, and I got little pumpkins from the Dollar Tree and cut them in half. And then this is my little fall area over here. I'll take you outside real quick and show you the Drab to Fab logo that I had made. Allison Manell made for me, and she is amazing. So let's go out here. Here's our little tent set up. We're going to be cooking. Here is my pumpkin I got from my witch I was telling you about. See, she's going to be laying like this with her nose like that. So her eyes will be up here, her mouth will be down there. I've got a big witch hat to go on her. There's the river right behind us. Here's our new little sink we got to wash after we cook. The men cook for us on Saturday morning. So you put a 5-gallon bucket under it, and then it's got a little, trying to hook it up to the hose. Got our cornhole boards under there we'll set up when the time comes. Somehow Rodney's got to get this trailer moved. Here's my witch. That thing. I never can think of the name of it. Okay, so here's our flagpole Rodney made us. And I put some pumpkins down there. And then here's my logo that she copied. Isn't that so good? She did the best job. And then this sign, oh, salads are laying on the ground down here. This sign, the Tennessee Sunshine Travelers had made, or somebody made it in the group a long time ago. Well, it also said Good Sam and a chapter number on it, and they're not in Good Sam anymore. So guess who got drafted to take care of that? So I took the chapter number off here. I made the Tennessee state flag on my Cricut to cover up the Good Sam face that was on there. And then we have a lot of these that people are bringing with them because I redid all the letters on there, including the word campers. So when, oops, here's another one on the ground. walkers on the ground. So they just hook together, and then when the rest of the group, sorry y'all, gets here, they're bringing theirs for me to change out. So my sign, my flag, the flag just keeps turning. You can see there's like 3 rows of people camping, and then there's one row where there's permanent campers. So here we are. That's it, you guys. I appreciate so much each and every one of you being on here and sticking with me through this long craft. I hope you will share this out. I'm not supposed to say that word, sorry. Spread the love of crafting and cruising, and I hope you will invite other people to join us to help me build my page and just to hang out with us. Hope you guys have a great week. We plan on having a fabulous week camping. And Kimberly, look right there, hanging on that chair. Not this. This. Whoop, whoop. Cabby jacket. Cabby Sisterhood jacket. So excited. Love it. And I love you guys. There's a bedroom back there. I love you guys. So I'm going to see what I can do on this to finish it up. And I will let you know when I'm coming on later. Have a great day. Bye.